Hello and welcome to the end of the year tourney, hosted by XBX Red Rage, and this is a round 2 game. So people were complaining that it didn't cast, basically the casters didn't cast any games from the tournament recently. I don't know what I was thinking, casting a ladder game between Lucian and Voodoo, but I got a lot of grief about it. So here we go, we have tournament games. I have about 3 hours today where I don't really have anything else to do. So time to cast. Hopefully I get a lot of games in. I might upload them in 480p, I don't know, just to save time, unless they're really short, in which case high definition is definitely a possibility. So anyway, we have one of Red Rage's clan members, Dillidalli, a very good player. Was absent for a little while, but he's back and still kicking ass. So here's Dillidalli as Cybern. That's a very ballsy move on Whitefire, going with 2 P-Gens, 2 Mexes, and then the Hydro with his first NG. I'm assuming he's going to pick up Mexes with his next NG. Here we have Anaryl going UEF, also a ballsy move, but I guess when it's UEF on Cybern, neither is that risky when the other person doesn't have Seraphim Array on. See Anaryl going with a lot of power and an Air Factory, not even attempting the Hydro. It is a little bit far, but I think I personally would have gone for the Hydro with my AC, and then got the second Air Factory right up against the Hydro. I want to see where this NG goes. Might just be a reclaiming NG. Looks like it is. And a scout. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. He wants a scout. Well, actually that's not a bad idea. Scouts for Dillidalli as well, so both players thinking similarly. And Dillidalli is doing exactly what I would do, and this is probably the same layout that I would use. Of course, on Whitefire, now with the new version of Whitefire, you really need lots of power, like everywhere, because there's so much mass. There's a little bit of mass here, more mass there, some mass over here. This whole bay is just full of dead shit that you can reclaim, and also more mass up here. So crazy reclaim possibilities early on. Actually, you could probably get away with just making power with the ACU. And just get all your early mass from one of these chunks and just get Mexes with your NGs. That's a possible build. Could get you a lot of power early on. We see Dillidalli is going to be forcing out NGs from the first factory with 2 NGs. That's 50% build capacity, so he'll get the NGs in about 6 to 7 seconds instead of 13, so pretty efficient. What was I going to say? Fuck it. Okay, so we see Anaryl with an interceptor coming out first. Dillidalli with a first bomber, so his bomber could be made to pay with the interceptor that's about to come out for Anaryl. Although it is just going to park. If it was flying towards Dillidalli's base, he would see it. Although Dillidalli not going directly, taking a side path. And then more bombers from Dillidalli. So the thing about going multiple bombers first is that you risk losing early air. While you have the potential to do a lot of damage, you could lose early air if your opponent is just making interceptors. Anaryl also going with a bomber, but he's only making 1. Now he's scouted. He's going to see that there's a bomber coming out for Dillidalli and a third bomber. So looks like he's not too worried about actually controlling air. He just wants to do as much damage from the air as he can. Here's the bomber from Dillidalli, and if it does pick off this NG, it's going to be worth it, I think. And a scout from Dillidalli. It's always nice to have a scout and a bomber. Scout can see everything. Now it's going to depend. Looks like he has seen it, so he's targeting it. Alright, there we go. That's a question of will the bombs hit. Okay. So if Anaryl doesn't do something quick, he's going to lose that NG. Doesn't he have an interceptor somewhere? He does, but it's just patrolling around. So not good. Looks like the pilot of this bomber really sucks because he can't even get it to move straight, so it actually didn't drop anything. Oh, so multiple air factories for Dillidalli, and now he's making interceptors with both of them, so he's trying to catch up, and now we see a third air factory as well. I guess there isn't really much risk of getting attacked by land early on when you're facing UEF, so it's safe to make a whole bunch of air. Now Navy coming out for both players. And this is really good defense from Anaryl. Dillidalli was trying to take some of his mass, but the scout has seen it. The bomber takes care of it. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. So transport now for Anaryl. That's good defense from this bomber as well. He has a frigate out already. So Dillidalli hasn't actually made any naval units yet. So if this frigate were to move in, it could cause all kinds of problems and deny Navy. Looks like big mass problems for Dillidalli getting this very slowly. Yeah, that's not good. I don't see why he doesn't simply reclaim this with his ACU. That would solve his mass problems immediately. He's just waiting for this NG, so not as efficient as he could be, but it's all going to work out in the end. Now making stuff out of the naval factory and upgrading a lot of mexes to T2. Actually, oh, never mind. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now the transport is complete for Anaryl, and he is going to be trying to rob Dillidalli of one of his expansions. The ACU is nowhere to be found, so could be a very good move from Anaryl. Where's Anaryl's ACU? Oh, Anaryl's being extremely aggressive. This is all-out aggression from Anaryl. I like this play. Risky, but has the potential to get him a lot of rewards, I guess you could say, as he's marching onto Dillidalli's island. He's going to be taking the mass. Dillidalli has his ACU on this island, so we might actually see a com-on-com battle, which is not that common in a Whitefire 1v1. Looks like this NG got killed. Apologies for missing that. Someone has killed Anaryl's engineer. I wonder if Dillidalli saw the transport with his scout. He is making land factories in a somewhat hidden location, so it's unclear if Anaryl knows. He doesn't. If this frigate were a little bit closer, the radar would pick it up, but as it is, Dillidalli is literally just out of range, so you can see, yeah, that's like a millimeter or so. Now we have lots of T2 maxes for Dillidalli, great economy, and he has been denying Anaryl's expansion. Now he's going to claim it for his own. Transport coming in from Dillidalli, and more engines are being bombed, so more reclaim denied. Here's Dillidalli just picking up his mexes, and Anaryl is taking the mass from under his nose. Now Mex is being bombed. I don't think I agree with that. Now, if Anaryl didn't know about this earlier, he does now, making mech marines. Probably want to go with artillery, I think, because with artillery you can deny units as they try to come out of the factory. Now this is interesting. Looks like Dillidalli did get the first shot off, but it was deflected somehow. That was really weird. So we need to see who wins this submarine fight, because whoever wins this is likely. Oh, never mind. Dillidalli with a submarine of his own, and now 50k health, 50 health on Anaryl. 50k health on sub would be ridiculous. Here's so that was unfortunate, but Dillidalli gets that sub out at just the right moment to fight off the frigate, which obviously cannot shoot back. Though the frigate could have stayed and did damage before it gets killed. Now we do see mech marines out and running, up and running. Oh, this is good. This is excellent from Anaryl, denying units as they come out with a bomber, although he denied the wrong factory. So this Mantis will be able to clean up pretty nicely. Mech marine is running for its life now. Could make a break for this mass tracker, and then that would be really annoying to deal with for Dillidalli. Now more land factories are being spammed up pretty fast by Anaryl. He's going to have to deal with his threat, but complete air control for Dillidalli. And once you lose air control over an expansion base, very difficult. And now we have to check if Anaryl knows about this. He certainly does. Well, he's got bigger problems here. His ACU is in no man's land. And Dillidalli, I expect to see Tech 2 air soon if he wants to end the game or anything. Looks like we don't see it. So Anaryl is going to be destroying some more mexes, just denying a little bit more economy for Dillidalli. And I am thinking right now about how I'm casting this, because some people were saying that they're tired of casters just pointing out the blindingly obvious things like, oh, a bomber is destroying his mechs, he's hurt, and they want us to focus more on like strategic aspects and why that's important. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'd like some feedback on that if that's at all possible. So Anaryl with the better targeting. manages to win the submarine fight, although more submarines from XBX-Dillidalli, one of them at full health. Still going to be a very even submarine fight. Actually, Anaryl should just go to complete submarines until he wins Navy and then switch to frigates or Tech 2 or something else. But he's very far behind in economy. Dillidalli with much better eco. Although map control is kind of a mess right now with players' units all over the place. Was that ground fire? Is Dillidalli using ground fire? Because it looks like those bombs just landed right on the submarine's head. And NG is being taken out, but the torpedo launcher will be finished nevertheless. That's going to be an easy way to deny this frigate. Why is it not firing? Oh, there we go. Some adventurous tanks from Anaryl. Dillidalli is going to clean this up with his ACU. That's not going to be a problem at all for him. Okay, now this is going to be really bad. Anaryl is trying to build mechs with 4 NGs for whatever reason, and this is not going to be fair. Dillidalli with some cheating mantis. And you see the NGs get confused when they can't build, and then they just wander all over the place and get shot. Now this is a very significant threat now. So many land factories. How many? It's 3, 6, 7. 7 factories up for Dillidalli, and takes the huge mass chunk. That was like 5k mass right there. So he's easily going to take out this land expansion for Anaryl. Anaryl will try to save it with his ACU, but it's going to be too late, I expect. Actually, a couple of RG from Anaryl would be awesome right here. Destroy all this and then start denying construction. Although the expeditionary tanks are still forcing their way through, and we see destroyers now for Dillidalli at minute 11:15. I don't see Tech 2 anywhere from Anaryl. He needs to be thinking about something. Obviously, the most important thing on anyone's mind right now is over here. But if Dillidalli were to get a destroyer, that would make Anaryl's life very dangerous with his ACU out in the open here. And I think Anaryl is going to lose his base. There's no way he can deal with this. Because even if he did get a ton of land factories up now, it would be very hard for him to catch up and spam fast enough. Anaryl in really big trouble now. Mantis and the ACU in close proximity to his own ACU. At least he's got protection in the water with 2 subs. But that won't mean much once the destroyer comes out. It's already at 58. Oh, okay, so Anaryl takes air, so at least he can see what's going on around him. Realizes that Dillidalli's ACU is far away, so he's going to move back. And now point defense are doing their job defending a point. 3, so 8 kills between them, good point defense. Holy fucking hell. I've been at +0 this whole time. Can't have that if I want to cast a lot of games. And that would just piss me off. And now you don't want to fly here if you're Anaryl. Too much flak for my liking, but he's just going to be patrolling back and forth. He will likely lose a lot of planes here, although now he realizes and leaves. Okay. So Mantis waiting, just intimidating Anaryl, but they can't run in because Mantis are pretty bad against point defense. Oh, now Tech 2 Navy for Anaryl. It's too bad that he's too late, because here's the destroyer from Dillidalli, and with some proper scouting, Dillidalli will realize that Anaryl's base is pretty much at the mercy of this destroyer. And despite what it looks like with Dillidalli having more economy and more units, map control isn't that firmly decided, because this expansion, you can't say this belongs to anyone. This island doesn't really belong to anyone. Of course, there's these 2 max leads, which are probably pretty annoying, but Anaryl can't really do much about those. And then this island. So, I don't know. Sort of even. I guess the difference is this island here. This is making my head hurt, but here's the destroyer. And if it moved towards the base. Now, if Anaryl were to get this destroyer out and kill Dillidalli's, or at least just get it out, he'd have a chance. Oh my god. How did I miss this? The destroyer already out for Anaryl. And it looks like he's going for the kill. He's attacking Anaryl. Dillidalli's ACU. Here we go. Of course, these do quite a bit of damage in single shots with 3,600 health. Dillidalli. This cruiser is absolutely meaningless in the face of a UEF destroyer. Here come gunships from Anaryl. He's looking to put the nail in the coffin, you could say, against Dillidalli. Dillidalli trying to dance a little bit. Where did the gunships go? Are they off map? Or did they just die? What just happened? Dillidalli trying to get out of range of the destroyer. Now it's at 2,500 health. A ridiculous moment of the game here. This is not really standard. Destroyer is going to clean up because it has gotten the first shots off, as well as submarines, but Dillidalli is down to 900 HP. 400 units coming in from Anaryl. Anaryl's ACU is in hot pursuit. Now, Dillidalli's taking shots. He's almost got the veterancy. So 500 HP, still on the run. And Anaryl has to turn back in the face of 2 cyber destroyers. Torp bombers coming out. More gunships. A few gunships now would have sealed it. If these gunships were at the front line attacking Dillidalli's ACU, it would surely have been over. Now he's in the water. This torp bomber could put an end to the game as well, but that didn't happen. Kind of sad. Anaryl calls it GG because artillery has broken through his point defenses. This one's still alive, but not for long. His base is about to get destroyed. He's lost navy. He's lost air. All he's got is his ACU in the middle of nowhere. And Anaryl had that chance to win. And it was very well played by Anaryl. I thought he had it there, but those 2 gunships were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Dillidalli managed to pick up the win. Anaryl just quits, seeing that his base is gone. So, 18-minute game. This was round 2, by the way. So Dillidalli moves on to round 3, where I have no clue who he faces. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. More action coming your way soon.